Gym myths holding you back. We're gonna fix all of them in this video. But why should you listen? Well, you probably have a body that you dislike. It was the same with me in the past, but I fixed it. And I know you're tired of watching the same videos, giving the same generic advice over and over again. So let's look at the first claim. More exercises equal more growth. Here's the thing. You probably need no more than 3 exercises per muscle or muscle group if we talk about the back. Let's go through some examples. We've got the biceps. Now we're going to go through some pictures as well, but let's talk about first the biceps. The biceps has 2 heads and you need, let's say, 3 exercises at max for variety. You could do 1 exercise 2 or 3 times a week. Let's say you do dumbbell curls, incline dumbbell curls, Monday and Thursday. You do them twice a week. You focus on progressive overload, technique, and all that stuff, and you're gonna see progress. But let's say for variety, it's better if you change a bit the exercises, but you still work the same muscle. So, for example, on Monday you do 1 exercise, Wednesday you do another exercise, on Friday you do another exercise. So you got different exercises that you can choose from. Good for variety, good for you, for your motivation. Before we dive in, make sure you are subscribed to this channel and give a like because it will help with the algorithm. And if you are interested in advanced courses on building muscle and getting girls with your body transformation, then check out the link in the description. That's my program and my courses. Go check it out. All the details are there. If we look at the back, which is not actually a muscle, it's a muscle group because there are multiple muscles involved. We've got the trapezius, which has on itself 3 different parts. We've got the levator scapula, we've got the rhomboids, which has 2 heads, latissimus dorsi, multiple muscles. That's why we don't call it a muscle, right? A muscle group. 3, maybe 4 exercises in this case, not for variety, but to target all of those muscles that I told you about. All right, there are more muscles involved, so it makes sense to do more exercises. All right, if we take a look at the chest, it's 1 muscle. It's true that there are 3 different, not different, but there are 3 parts of fibers. The clavicular one, which most people refer to the upper chest, the sternocostal part, which is the mid chest, and the abdominal, which is the lower chest. All right. Here's the thing, sorry to break this to you, but all of them work in the same time. So yeah, when you do bench press or dumbbell press, flat press, all that stuff, all parts are going to work in the same time. It's true that we can focus on more parts specifically. Let's say if you do a bit of incline, you're going to focus more on the clavicular head, on the upper chest, all right, on those fibers. You're going to focus more on those fibers, but it's good to know that when you do a normal flat press, either a machine or dumbbells or barbells, you're gonna target all those heads in the same time, right? All those fibers, all 3 parts. So in this case, 3 exercises at max, again, for variety. Imagine you have only 1 muscle. You have only 1 muscle and you can do 1 exercise, you target all the parts, and then you have 1 more and 2 more different angles just for variety and to focus more on different parts that require more work. All right, if we talk about the biceps, we've got the biceps, we've got the long head right here on the outside and the short head. So only 2 heads here. It doesn't make sense to do 5 exercises for your biceps, all right? Both heads work in the same time. So when you do a bicep curl, both heads work in the same time. It's the same with the chest, all right? So for this, we can go with incline dumbbell curls, easy bar curls or straight bar curls, or cable curls. I really like the behind body cable curls because it gives me a really good stretch on the biceps, all right? So 3 exercises, you can do those this Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you're good to go, all right? You can only pick 1. You can do only easy bar curls or only incline dumbbell curls, and you do those twice per week. You do enough volume, enough sets, you're good to go, all right? If we take a look at the chest, which is the official name is pectoralis major, but we've got all the heads that work in the same time, all right? So these are the parts that I was talking about. This is the clavicular one, the upper chest, the middle chest, and the lower chest. All right, they work in the same time, as you can see. So we can do dumbbell flat press, machine press, incline machine press, and pec deck. All right, these are all good exercises that you can try and you can use for variety. Let's say you can combine them. On Monday you can do dumbbell flat press with pec deck. All right, and on Thursday you can do incline machine press with pec deck. Good set. All right, if we take a look at the back, as you can see, there are more muscles involved. All right, and the thing is, we can target more muscles with one exercise. So that means we don't need to do one exercise for rhomboids, one for trapezius, one for latissimus. No, we can target multiple muscles in the same time with one exercise. So for example, if we want to train the trapezius and the rhomboids, okay, they are responsible for this movement, we can target those with wide grip to the chest rows. That's how you target the trapezius and the rhomboids, and that's how you grow the thickness of the back. If we want to target the latissimus, which is this muscle right here, is going to give you the width. We can target it with pull-ups, with pull-down machine cable, or with narrow grip to belly. So we pull to the belly rows. Yes, this is how you target the latissimus. Maybe you thought you can do rows only for the rhomboids, for trapezius, but that's not true. All right. What should you do instead? Just pick the best 3 exercises and use the principle of progressive overload. Make the exercise harder and harder. An easy way to do this is every week you do 1 more rep with the same weight, or you add 1 more kilogram and you do the same reps. It's as simple as that. Just focus on this. All right. Claim number 2. You need to feel sore. Feeling sore is an indicator that you probably did too much. Now, it's okay to feel sore once or twice per week, but not after every single workout, after every single week, after every single month in a row. All right. So you don't want to feel sore after every single workout. It's good to feel sore from time to time. That gives you an indication, okay, that I'm training hard, but you should not feel sore after every single workout. Instead, what you want to focus on is beating the previous workout record. So as an example, if week 1 you did dumbbell flat press, 2 sets, 9 reps with 10 kilograms, week 2 can look something like this. You do 2 sets, again 9 reps, but you do with 11 kilograms. Or it can look something like 2 sets, 11 reps, so you added 2 more reps with the same kilograms, with 10 kilograms. All right. So you need to play around with, but it doesn't really matter which one you choose. All right. As long as it's a small progress, I recommend you that to focus more on the reps, not so much on the weight, and you can focus on the weight 2 weeks, 3 weeks after you added a lot of reps, but combine both. All right. You need to do both. And number 3, you need to train 6 or 7 days a week for muscle growth. All right. Let's take a look at the process of building muscle. Step number 1, you need to train. You need to stimulate the muscle in the first place to grow. All right. So I go there and I do bicep curls. I come back home. I stimulated the muscle to grow. All right. Step number 2 that's going to come into place is the recovery, where the muscle growth actually happens. All right. So the muscle growth happens in the recovery phase, not in the training. In the training, you may see the muscle that is a bit bigger, but it's in reality, it's swollen and pumped with a lot of blood. All right. So it's not actually bigger. All right. If we know that, when you just start, you don't need to train 6 or 7 days a week. All right. It's simply not necessary for you. If you just go 3 times a week, that's enough for you. Even 2 times a week. As a complete beginner, if you go there, do twice a week, whole body training, that's enough for you. That's progressive overload right there. All right. So you need to train a lot and then rest a lot. All right, we stimulate and then we recover and the muscle grows bigger. You cannot have one without the other. So you cannot train and not recover, and you cannot recover from nothing. All right, here's my advice: train 3 to 5 days a week, and the rest of the days you recover and then you repeat that. So let's say you train Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. The rest of the days you simply recover. All right, now it's true that you can train a muscle while the other recovers. So for example, when you train your upper body, your legs are recovering. All right, that's true, but you're not advanced. You don't need to think about that. You don't need to do this because at this stage it is too much for you. All right, train the aesthetic muscles twice per week. All right, and that means you train your shoulders twice per week, your chest twice per week, your back, your arms, your abs twice per week. All right, and you're good to go. You don't need to think about train this while this rests and I'm gonna train 6-7 days a week, push pull legs. No, start with 2 times per week, then go to 3 times per week, then go to 4 times per week. Progressive overload. Focus on the small wins. All right, and if you don't have a workout program yet, check out the link below.